Hey y'all, welcome back to the 5 Minutes or Less Daily Marketing Podcast. I'm Jacob Smith, here today again with Josh Schipkowski. Josh is the owner and founder at Upstart Food Brands, a food branding agency based out of St. Louis, Missouri. How's it going, Josh?
It's wonderful. How are you, Jacob?
I'm doing fantastic. We had you on the show once before where we talked about branding and storytelling, but we had you on the show once before where you talked about branding and storytelling. And during that appearance, you also mentioned that you do brand refreshes for clients. So my first question for you is, what does it mean to refresh your brand?
I think it kind of depends on the situation. So, there are some brands that they have a lot of sort of awareness in the marketplace. Consumers know the brand. In that sort of case, sometimes the amount of sort of the length that you go to rebrand a company like that maybe isn't quite as in-depth. So, people are familiar with colors and with styles and with the way that they present themselves. And so sometimes a refresh can be just to sort of spruce up an existing brand, make it look more modern, more cleaner, function better in certain scenarios, printing, online, whatever the case may be. And then sometimes we've had clients that come to us and they've had issues differentiating at the shelf. They've lost market share. There's some competitors that have come up and challenged, and those struggles have convinced them that they need more of an overhaul. In those cases, a lot of times there's times we've actually just stripped it down and started over from the beginning where we'll actually come up with a new brand name, completely new story, completely new packaging, and it can make a pretty big difference in the brand going back to market and having success in sort of a renewed life.
So say I'm a food brand. What are some of the telltale signs that my brand might be in need of a refresh and I should come to somebody like you?
So I would say, one of the first indicators is certainly sales. So there's a lot of brands that have had success after they've launched. They, experience, maybe they had something new and it caught on pretty well, but then maybe some challengers came along and you had other competition to outdo. Sometimes in those cases, you'll see sales start to fall off. Oftentimes those are issues that end up being core brand foundational problems. And so there's ways to, sort of look at that and figure out how to better connect with the consumer and better represent the features and benefits and the positive attributes of the product.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for being on the show today, Josh. We really appreciate having you.
Of course, happy to be here again.
All right, y'all, that's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you for sticking with us and tuning in. Real quick, if you like today's episode, we'd love it if you sub to the podcast wherever you're listening to it, and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. To get in touch with us and find more content, you can visit our website, which is nestled right there in the show notes. Have a great day, y'all. And as always, good luck and good marketing.